Okay, so you got to be able to go back and forth between probability and odds. Okay, so if they give you one, you got to be able to do the other. If they give you an event, you've got to be able to come up with a probability of the event. This is what you just 2 days ago you did your homework on. Okay, that was what was on Thursday. Okay, Thursday's homework had to do with probability. Sometimes you'll use permutations and combinations on the bottom, sometimes you won't. If I said, what is the probability of it raining today? What would it be?
100.
It's 100 written as a percent, or 1 over 1, or 1. Because you can have a probability that's 0, and you can have a probability that's 1, or you can have fractions in between those. You can take each one of these and you can turn it into a percent by dividing the top by the bottom and getting a percent. Okay? All right. Then we combined, and I'm going to do some of these combinations here. We combined together, if you have two events and you say what's the probability of this and this, what are you going to do?
Multiply.
You're going to multiply. If you say this or this, what are you going to do? Add. Now don't forget, if that event is what we call inclusive, you're going to subtract the probability of it. So in other words, if that event could occur twice. So if I said the probability of a king or a heart, okay? What's the probability? That's an or statement, so I'm going to put a plus between it. Okay, what's the probability of getting a king?
4.
4 out of 52. Okay, plus, what's the probability of getting a heart? 13 out of 52. Can I have both a king and a heart? How many cards are both a king and a heart? 1 card. Minus 1 over 52. Okay, because those events can take place in the same card. Okay, so then I'm adding, so I have 17 over 52 minus 1 over 52, so I'm at 16 over 52. I'm going to divide them by 4, so it's going to give me a 4 over 13. So that would be the probability of getting a king or a heart. Okay, it is inclusive, it's not exclusive. Exclusive means one does not affect the other. You can't have it both, okay? All right, do this one for me. What is the probability? Okay, you're gonna roll 2 dice. Okay, are they gonna be independent or dependent events if I roll 2 dice? Dependent? It's independent because what I roll on the first one does not affect what I roll on the second one, does it? Okay, just because I roll a 6 on the first one doesn't have anything to do with what I roll on the second one. So they're independent, they don't affect each other. What is the probability that you would get a 4 on both of these dice when you roll it? In other words, what's the probability that you would get double 4s? Go ahead and work that out for me. Now, is this an or is this an and? It's an and, so you're going to multiply. Okay? What you got? 1 out of 36. Because it's 1 over 6 times 1 over 6. Okay? Michelle, make sense? Alright, next one. This one's a little tricky, so be careful here. 2 cards are drawn from a standard deck of cards without replacement. Okay? Find the probability of drawing a heart and a club in that order. Find the probability of drawing a heart and a club in that order without replacement. In other words, you're not putting the card back. That in that order really doesn't affect this problem at all. So don't let that throw you off. I never set my timer, so if you hear that, let me know. Okay. Should be 13 over 204.
If I need to be drawn in order, would it be a
And that's why I
permutation?
said no. I said it really does not have anything to do with that statement. All that wants you to do is recognize that at first you have 13 out of 52, but then you have 13 out of 51.
Well, if you're doing like the odds of getting A's first and then
Right,
a different card and a different
Right.
card,
Then that,
would be a permutation?
yes, because it does have order to it. So that's all you had to do on that one, because you're not going to replace it back. All right. All right. Now this is going to be one that's an or, okay? And then I'll give you your homework, okay? There are. Let me write down some of this stuff for you. There are 5. These are books. 5 English books. There are 2 math books. And there are 3 chemistry books on the shelf. What is the probability of selecting a math book or a chemistry book? Okay? There are 5 English, 2 math, and 3 chemistry books on a shelf. If a book is randomly selected, what is the probability of selecting a math book or a chemistry book? Put this up here just in case that video runs out. Did you get an answer for that yet? What is it?
1/2.
1/2. Okay, is that what you all got?
I had 3 over 5.
Okay. My probability, now there's a total of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So the math book is 2 over 10. The chemistry book is 3 over 10, giving me 5
I
over 10.
multiplied them.
Okay, because it's an or, you're going to add. Okay, the and the or make a big difference. Okay? All right, that is your review homework. Obviously, tomorrow we'll go over the homework
Is that a 3
before.
or 2?
That's a 3, 13 through 32. Okay? Some of them are just asking for the odds if they give you probabilities, so some of them will not take you long to do it all. So obviously we'll go through it before you do your test tomorrow.